On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype. We make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what one, a blessed and wonderful Wednesday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, you don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So now the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going on in Jamaica. So in the morning, my peeps, we are going to deal with 3 headlines, possibly 4, but focusing definitely on 3 headlines this morning. Now the first headline is presently on your screen. Police seeking Jahshii amid link to grand spend, knockings and clappings that resulted in the loss of life of a man. Yeah, man. Now, it's funny because On The Spot News Media covered this story approximately 6 days ago, and he came under heavy criticism. Some stating that I'm stirring up an unnecessary war. Some stating that I'm instigating a war. Some stating that I'm jealous and I'm bad mind of the artist. And some is just stating that I'm blatantly a liar. So now seeing this news headline, literally I have to just shake my head. Because the thing about this, some of you, it's okay when On The Spot News Media is speaking about somebody that is not in your book of favorites. It is okay when I'm not speaking about you or your family member. But as soon as I'm speaking about a certain person or a certain artist that you may like a few of his songs or you may be affiliated with, then I get that negative backlash. But as always, On The Spot News Media cares zero. I'm here to bring you the news, the raw truth, uncut. Yeah, man. So we're going to hear from the superintendent in charge of the St. Andrew North Police Division. That's Senior Superintendent of Police, Sharika Service, as she weighs in on this new development. I want to listen keenly to what the superintendent is saying. Then, of course, we're going to get into the meat of the matter. Yeah, man. Listen.
It's one of fear. In fact, when we went to the meeting, I had expressed it based on some reports that I was receiving. And that is why we have increased our presence in the Grand Spend area through walkthroughs, high visibility patrols, targeted operations, community meetings. We have heard his name, but what we have also noted is that we have not gotten any report that he's in the St. Andrew North Division. His location is elsewhere. So, of course, my team would love to speak to him to speak about those reports that we have been receiving.
That was the voice of Superintendent of Police, Sharika Service, the woman in charge of the St. Andrew North Police Division. Now, approximately 6 days ago, I did this particular video stating exactly what happened and why Jahshii fled the Grand Spend area. Now, for those who missed this video, please go over and watch this video in its entirety so you can get a better understanding of what actually happened and why Jahshii had to flee. Now, for those who watched it, I made mention of a particular individual who is one of Granspen's reputed gang leaders, goes by the name of Porkie. Now I'll get into his story shortly. Now the deceased man has been identified as a 45-year-old businessman Omar Wright, but more popularly known in the criminal underworld as Romy. Now Romy and Porkie are brothers. Romy is what I would describe as a mad, bad man. Yeah, man. Can you imagine mad and bad intertwined together? That no look good, none at all. So most definitely it would be okay for one to assume that the now deceased man is way more vicious than his brother, who is the Don, because this man is not just a criminal element in the area, but he's also not 100 in the head part. So you know for sure, say a man like that, you have to deal with him with caution. So what basically took place that day is that Jahshii go page him, and I say, yo, what that really go on with the mother? Given the fact that Jahshii, Romy and Porkie are all god brothers. Yeah, man. They are or were that close. Now, Jahshii go page him. Whatever happened, happened. Jahshii left, and knockings and clappings took place in short order, and Romy get dirt. Now, Romy's brother in America, yes, he's among you members of the diaspora, has sworn that he will take out Jahshii by whatsoever means necessary for the knockings and clappings of his brother. Now the thing about this, my peeps, it's a really tricky type of situation. And you see, in the world of criminals, a lot of mind games is being played and a lot of mind games is used. Now the whole of Granspen know say Porkie and him brother not really see eye to eye, because the brother do some things more time where him himself would have really dirt him feet. Like one particular incident with their mother, Granspen definitely know what we are talking about. And also the fact that Romy always diss up Porkie and said that him a child molester and all sort of things. So them not really see eye to eye. But one thing I know for sure, blood thicker than water. Yeah, man. So me not really watch the mind games we are play in the streets, because we know the code and we understand how the criminal world operates. So who is this infamous person known as Porkie? One is most definitely wondering. Well, on your screen is that infamous criminal element that hails out of the Granspen community in the St. Andrew North Police Division, who is presently among you members of the diaspora. Yeah, man. So for those who don't know, for those who wanted to know, and for those who already know, this is the infamous gang leader for the Granspen gang. Yeah, man. Porkie. So watch this now, my peeps. We know that the ones and ones them were up on the ground, because you have man and man, we have powers, man and man, we have talk. I try to organize the thing a certain way so a all-out war and come from this. I hope that your efforts and the efforts also of the police is successful and you can actually keep this one down to a certain level, because we all know when an all-out war is going on in Granspen, a lot of people end up losing 3 points. And 75% of those will always get taken out now have nothing at all to do with the actual war or the persons involved in the actual war. So I hope that this one can be dealt with in a more amicable way so that the Grand Spend community doesn't have to face an all-out war. Yeah, man. So anyway, make we move on. Now the next headline that we're going to talk about is this one presently on your screen. The Denham Town Police are trying to identify a victim who end up losing 3 points on Father's Day. Now, the news article states the Denham Town Police is seeking the public's assistance in identifying a man who was stabbed and then canned up on Sunday, Father's Day. Reports from the Denham Town Police is that sometime about 10 a.m. on Sunday, the now deceased and another man had an altercation during which a knife was used to repeatedly stab him. Yeah, man, the man then deal with the situation a certain type of way. The suspect ran from the scene, minutes later returned with a firearm and also used that firearm to fire several cans in the already injured man's body before escaping in the ear and foot. Of course, that man succumbed to injuries afflicted by that perpetrator, both the stabbing and both the canning. What kind of people them will really live amongst? How barbaric of an act that is. You use a knife and knife up the man several times, go and return with a firearm and still can up the man. This brother definitely decides that this man must go by whatsoever means necessary. So one would think, why a man would deal with a man in such a brutal and horrific way? Well, the man in question is presently on your screen. He has since been identified as Troy. On the Spot News Media has not yet ascertained his full name, but I think Troy and a pick is enough for the time being. Now what really happened, Troy is a man who sell ground produce downtown, and he was the victim of extortion. It is said that the perpetrator of the crime came to collect monies, but he make him know say, yo, you know say things kinda soft right now, Ja. And of course a verbal altercation ensued. It is said that the perpetrator of the crime used a knife to repeatedly knife up Troy, drop him on the ground, and as I stated earlier, he went away and returned with a firearm and canned him up, leaving him lifeless. Now the streets is saying that that was really unfortunate because Troy is not a troublemaker, not a criminal element, but if a man deal with him in such a type of way, I guess they're sending a signal or sending a message to other persons who ply their goods for sale in the market district of downtown to pay up or else. So I do advise the Denham Town Police to increase their presence in the market district and also to increase their patrols to ensure that something of this nature never happens again. Boy, me I tell you my peeps, the thing rough out a John shop there, you know. If you turn left, it juke you. If you turn right, Maka juke you. It coming like anything what you do in this cursed country that is riddled with criminal elements. Maka, I got juke you. Yeah, man. Coming like there is no escape for the regular members of Chan Public. We are always at the mercies of these criminal elements. How long shall we continue to bear the blunt of their wrath? Boy, may I tell you, condolences to the bereaved families. Yeah, man. Now we're going to move over there to the crime-riddled, war-torn, violence-prone St. James Police Division, where a knockings and clappings took place just the other day. And of course, that knockings and clappings resulted in the loss of life of a man. Now, the next headline clearly states the public's assistance is needed to identify Farmites, knockings and clappings victim. Yeah, man. So we're going to hear the police reporter now. The St. James Police is seeking the public's assistance in identifying the body of a man in Farmites on Sunday. The man will lose him 3 pints, is of brown complexion, medium build, about 173 centimeters tall, or 5 feet 8 inches long, and sports a cornrow hairstyle. He appears to be in his late 30s. Residents of Farm Heights stated that they heard loud explosions sometime about 8 p.m. and called the police, who arrived and find the man laying face down in a gully, suffering from what appears to be a portion of corn-up wounds all over his body. Now on the Spot News Media have that man for you. He's presently on your screen right now. Yeah, man. Now the man in question has since been identified as Betel. He's from the Farm Heights community in St. James. So what really take place now, is that Betel and another man had a verbal turn physical altercation. You don't know the countryman type of war, nothing not too serious, but both man blood end up draw. Now the man in question where Betel had that altercation with have a son that is known in the criminal underworld as Yam. Yeah man, Y-A-M, Yam. Now Yam decides say him a go defend him father thing and go for him strap and go circle Betel and can him up, leaving him lifeless in a gully. Yeah man, the man deal with the situation a certain type of way. So anyone out there knowing the whereabouts of this criminal element known as Yam from the Farm Heights community in St. James, please to alert the police of his whereabouts, as this man is wanted for the knockings and clappings that took the life of the man known as Betel, presently on your screen right now. And as always, if you don't trust the police, link on the Spot News Media or any like-minded vlogger, give them the information and we will most definitely pass it on to the relevant authorities who can make effective change. Yeah man. So anyway my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On the Spot News Media. Yeah man.